Oh, it's February 3rd, 2026. Lord Gaga here again. I'm still out in front of the Boston Public Library, looking at the entranceway, one of the two main entrances. Or actually, I think this is considered the main entrance. Anyway, we've got a statue of a woman holding, I'm gonna get a little closer to the woman. She's holding a big bowl. So that could be the world, or it could represent other things, which I'll talk about in a minute. I'm going to go over and see if this other lady on the other side can enlighten us a little bit more about something that one ball the woman we just left was holding. So this woman is depicted as a painter. You see she has an easel with multiple brushes there. It's a flat thing, like a plate. And then there's another brush here. So you look at the brush and you see this woman has her head turned and she's looking over at the other lady who has the ball in her hand. So you've got a brush. It is a long, narrow thing. See? In literature, storytelling, there's something called a phallic symbol. Long, cylindrical, narrowish things can represent a penis. And of course, a ball is slang for a testicle because they're spherically shaped. This woman she seems to have collected a number of these things here, these phallic symbols. She's got one in her hand, and she's got several over there, and we've got only one ball over there. Like that's a fairly graphic depiction of some form of castration, perhaps. So then I looked at this easel, right? It looks like an easel, at least. It's a flat thing, but it also kind of looks like a plate to me. Like maybe this woman, maybe she's an artist, or maybe she's a waitress. She could be a waitress who's actually, an artist, and the waitressing is just a way to support herself. Or she could be performing kind of something creative while being a waitress. So I thought about this for a second, and then I thought, gee, I was at South Station the other day, and I remember being very disturbed by the fact that hovering over every single restaurant in South Station in Boston, Massachusetts, not a long walk from where I am right now, not too long, is a billboard advertising weight loss medication. The center billboard is this massive picture of the basketball player, now basketball personality, Charles Barkley, and he's advertising the fact that he lost 45 pounds or something. Right next to him is Venus Williams, like Venus, and she's advertising the same medication, and they're injecting themselves with it. And then there's other people advertising the medication. Every single billboard in all of South Station is all the same weight loss medication being advertised. And hovering over several of the restaurants are literally pictures of pills, like hands holding medicine, like hands holding a pharmaceutical, like a hand holding a pharmaceutical, or I'm going to go back over to the ball here, because a pill can be roundish shaped. So this could be like a big pill that a woman is holding, like a woman is holding a pill. And there's only one ball here, and all the penises have been taken by the woman over here. So then I started thinking, what if there were this group of evil fucking retards who got the brilliant notion of trying to be really clever and trying to perform acts and employ strategies and tactics to weaken and hurt sensitive people in general, women in particular, so that they could be manipulated or used, or they would be less certain, less trusting, less confident, more doubtful, confused, less effective, easier to compete with in various ways, easier to control, easier to abuse in every way you could conceive of that idea. So what if they came up with these set of strategies based upon insights from various domains, including things learned in places like, concentration camps. And if they were like, they exhibited the, basically, if you can think of the worst concentration camp guards during Nazi Germany, they're that kind of person. Like, they've actually exhibited that they are truly without mercy, truly heartless, truly soulless by what they're able to do to fellow human beings. Well, they're not fellow human beings. These are Homo sapiens in an anatomical sense, but they are not part of humankind because there's nothing, literally nothing kind about them. Anyway, what if there were such people and someone devised a clever way to share information about them, sort of like in Inglourious Bastards. They carved the Nazi swastika into the foreheads of all the Nazis, the ones that they don't kill. And so everybody knows they're a Nazi everywhere they go. So what if there was something like, if you think about like the terrorist watch list, like you could have a watch list of these scumbags, right? And everybody, there was some way similar to a tattoo on the forehead, but not so obvious. There were a way for everyone to identify who these people were. And what if there was a generally agreed upon strategy to use things on plates in restaurants and things that can be held in hands to take certain things away from them? Abracadabra, veggies and meat. What if a monster could no longer eat? Abracadabra, raspberry swirl. They should have been a lot nicer to girls.